Hello, this is June Universe, Ninja Intuitive 3 minutes, blind quickies. Thank you for joining me for co-creating energy of oneness today. I actually give a focus today for intuitive healing. And then I happened to have a chat with my good friend, psychic sister, Chandra, over the phone. She just came back from the beach and then talking about the healing. So I'd like to invite her for today's live, like a jam session healing. Chandra. Hello.
Hello, June.
Yeah, this is a very good time to share presence and have a healing and connect our energy and awareness attention to just notice what's happening within us and then around us and what we can do for creating the healing for ourselves and for one another. Like you just came back from the beach, right? And holding, I'm sensing that you're having a very good grounded energy. Like I'm sitting on a couch. I mean, always we are sitting on a cyber couch and talking about it. But speaking of the healing mantra that you taught me a long time ago, that Hawaiian mantra, this one, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. Thank you.
Yes, I think that is such a powerful healing Hawaiian energy of thanking and holding the space with continually sending that energy to someone.
Mm-hmm.
And I found it's really effective.
Yeah. I think this is perfect energy, like this dialogue. Like the first, like reviewing ourselves and apologizing for whatever that to feel deserving apologies. And and then what was the next? I'm sorry. Please
Hmm.
forgiveness. Talking about
Yeah,
forgiveness is like always a good to give our attention to let that go. I mean, sometimes it's very difficult to forgive and to hold on to that energy is such an amount and size of your attention in our awareness, which disallowing the new to come in. So it's like even if we want to create the new reality as the wish in a positive way, and and then forgiveness is not healed, then put in the brake at the same time with the axle when you drive in a car. So it's like so
hmm,
tiring and energy is wasting in a way, like not circulating in a natural way. So this is one of the healing deserving to, if we can heal that forgiveness, I mean, forgive ourselves, self, and then others, and event, sometimes we're encouraged to heal in deep, and maybe it's hard to forgive completely, but
Well, and that's okay because I think it's good to say, I'm willing to forgive. So when you say that, please forgive me, it doesn't have to be forgiving a certain act, but I'm willing to forgive. You have to be willing to forgive the person for whatever situation or wrongdoing or whatever it is in your mind that you perceive that that person may have done. And sometimes it's very hard to forgive someone, but if you're willing to forgive, that is that is the biggest step you can take.
mm, so the willingness to forgive.
Right. So when you say I'm sorry, and maybe it's not I'm sorry for your own action, but like I'm sorry for what maybe that other person is perceiving as something that you might have done,
Right.
and then being willing to forgive, and then I like the way it always ends with love, and then gratitude by saying thank you,
Right.
because it's all a lesson.
Mm-hmm.
So I think all of those statements together, strung together, are really powerful
It's
in
like
terms of
it's
healing.
like a circle, like a cycle completes that self, and then connect with others, and like a life, the circle of life completion, kind of, with the
Hmm.
short sentences. And somehow that it heals ourselves, and then for other, like a partner, and the people, that event, or outside and internal and outside world at the same time. So this is a really timely healing mantra for the week, because I've been sensing that some blockages since the new moon hit last Wednesday, I suppose. All of a sudden, I was sharing that the talk on YouTube video that I uploaded yesterday, but it's all of a sudden like reliable connection was challenged to new awareness, like all of a sudden being blocked, and it was unexpected. And so,
Well, it's after these eclipses too. So we've got this eclipse energy and the Uranus T square. There's a lot of energy that was going on, energy shifts happening on the planet, in consciousness, in political arenas, in many aspects of people's lives. So it's been very heavy. And so I think it's really important that we find that balance during these energy shifts.
mm-hmm, right. So that it's helpful to take it as a not so much personal things. It's because when I connect with other people, like hearing requests, like they're experiencing the similar things. So it's like what we are experiencing is we are part of the universe. So it's a not so much ideal situation is like, oh, I am the only one person experiencing it, just like so isolated from that flow. So I had
Hmm.
to encourage everyone to connect with that, the mutual awareness, like here we can share healing, and yeah, and then I like to take your healing request this week instead of the insight request. So you can send me a healing request at juneuniverse at thatfutureforecaster.com, juneuniverse at thatfutureforecaster.com, and send a healing request to me. So then I have a circle of healer intuitives work as a group to heal the situations, and I'm going to take that request to the group of healers so it can be more healed in a powerful way. So if you can describe in a detail, or just the topic, or something that you need healing, or you want to make it adjust your awareness, so just send me a request as an this is like a community free service, so then we can get healed like energy return system, and that healing energy is coming back to us in this circle and community. So please use this resource in your healing, especially for this week. Change is really noticing to my awareness is changes is very like a bumpy, you know. It's like a
Hmm.
it's not the big one time. It's like a little ones here and here, and it was like, whoa, when is gonna be ending? That's the feeling that I
Yeah, and
have.
I can sense that it's already starting to shift. And as you and I have discussed, that I would expect by midweek we're going to
Yeah.
see more energy shifts for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still good to work on the healing now for the next step, for the next progression.
Right. So one of the things that I noticed that it working for me for this energy and healing, this is always good, but it's just giving focus to be in ourselves, in our own body, like to focus in on what would really make us feel good instead of what would make other people happy, It's like I got to have back all the power and awareness with ourselves and then adjust that what will make it more comfortable to be in our own skin and work on that will help to circulate the energy for healing delivered to other people. However, that if you work on some other things as your healing target and then you kind of like getting out of your own body, like to do some other things, and oxygen mask must be first in our body and then inside out, like to fully engaging it into the new energy, like to this is a perfect time to bits and bits of the awareness that we want to adjust the dials in each area of our life to work on little by little and then feeling comfortable owning that feeling. And then again, there is an injury from the past and you want to forgive and create a space for new to come in and let that go. And then it's a good week to practice the exercise that we've been doing for the last several months, like let that go and let new come, and just
Well, I was thinking about what you just said about the oxygen mask.
uh-huh.
And when you get on an airplane, and I've been doing a lot of flying, as you know, I've been traveling, doing
Right.
talks and such. And what I was going to say is, how they always say, please apply the oxygen mask on yourself first before assisting younger children.
Yes.
So put it on yourself first. Put the oxygen mask on yourself. So, in other words, put the healing on yourself first, and then you're getting the oxygen, and then you have all of that power so that you can assist others,
Mm-hmm.
but you're in your power and um, your own highest frequency, because then you're taking care of you first.
Right.
And
And
so many people have difficulty with that.
yeah, and then helping others to help them get back into fully in own power, providing whatever,
With their own oxygen mask.
Exactly. Yeah, put in there. Not yours, but just like encourage them to put them oxygen mask first. To breathe
Mm-hmm.
breathe deeper. I mean, we care for each other to, hey, you got to put the oxygen mask first. So like more oxygenization is needed, just reminding each other nicely.
Well,
That's
that's
the,
the truth. And when you're having an anxiety attack, for instance, and many people listening will be able to relate to this. So you're having an anxiety attack. So what's the best way to deal with it is breathe.
mm-hmm.
Breathe through it. And when you're concentrating on breath, inhaling and exhaling, and you do this exercise on your show
Right, right.
often. So when people are breathing, it takes them right back to the present moment. And that's where all the power is.
Let's do
Not in the
that. Why
past.
don't we do that
Yeah.
now? And to put
Okay.
ourselves oxygen mask first. Like the oxygen is consciously. We want to do the deep breathing exercise together. Let's do that. Counting
Yes.
3
Yes.
now from the nose. 1,
Mm-hmm.
2, 3. Hold it. Hold it. One more time. from the nose. 1, 2, 3. I want to invite silence. So we do it one more time with the silence. Start now, go. Mm. And then
That's so good.
and then I would like all of you to give your attention to the heart chakra, the heart right now. And then move your attention going a little down to your stomach. And then create the connection from your core, the stomach, and the heart. And then feel the energy, that own energy inside to make it warmer, warmer, and bring it up to the neck and to the eyes, and then let out. Yeah, I feel connected.
It's good.
Yeah, it feels good. Well, thank you for your participation. This is more relaxed in own body. That's what I feel right now.
Mm-hmm.
How about you?
I definitely feel more relaxed.
Okay. Yeah, it's like at the throat core. The code is released, so the voice changes, more open, like the tight energy is released a little bit. And then
Yes, and this is really good when you have anxiety, because people feel anxiety because of fear, and especially at the nighttime. I found I just went into a meditation group recently where people were articulating different types of panic attacks and anxiety attacks, and it does seem to happen at night, and it's usually things that aren't even real. There's things we perceive that are some kind of danger in our body. And it's usually related to old hurt and wounds from the past, and then also things of not being able to control the situation around them. So people have anxiety attacks because they feel like they can't control the situation, and all of those little voices that are like little demons in your head are falsely telling you that this is all bad, or this is going to happen and that's going to happen. And so then we panic, and then we start, and we can't sleep, and we're feeling this fear. And so the best way through it is, I have a yoga teacher who used to say she would talk to those voices and say, thank you for your opinion. But that's just, it's not, they're not real. So the best way through is to breathe, because when you're breathing, they can't talk to you. It's you're in the present moment, and you're not thinking about the past, and you're not thinking about the future and all the things that can go wrong. When you're breathing,
right,
you're in the present moment, and that's how you get back to the space. It's sort of emptying yourself out and being mindful.
Right. So here now,
It's
align.
that awareness, being the here
Being
now
current.
alignment.
So here is a good place to give our focus to the feeling, what kind of feeling you would like to have at the end of the show. That's the exercise that we do. So let's do that today. What kind of feeling that we like to have at the end of today's show? I would like to have a feeling of connected,
Mm-hmm.
open and connected to myself and others. So it's like a release. Release. That's what I like to choose as a feeling. How about you,
Yes,
Chandra?
that's a really good one. And I really like that as well. And I also feel like today was a day of service and people offering service, and we're offering service here. And I feel like on a day like today, that idea of how can we serve?
Hmm.
What can we do for our authentic selves to serve our communities, our families, our friends, and the collective, and, and humanity? And what can we do to connect in all that way to serve?
Mm-hmm.
What's the highest purpose? What can I do to serve? So I feel like that, and I also want to feel peace.
Peace. Feel peace. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. So that our feeling now I combine with you is that peace, feeling peace and release and connected to the
Inner
energy of
peace.
oneness. Mm-hmm.
Yes, inner peace and peace for all human beings,
That
all of us
is
on this planet.
that is very beautiful. That's a good feeling to carry. And then especially challenging unfamiliar energies encourage us to invite in the new. That's the opportunity for us to grow in the way that where wherever you are on your own soul journey, spiritual path,
Mm-hmm.
growth as a person. What we notice is always within us. Otherwise, we don't see. So that awareness, something we notice, that is something meaning, something to do with us. And then we have a power to give that meaning. So being creative about assigning the meaning, giving the meaning, that we can use the imagination and creativity. Myself is tend to be analytic because, analyzing seems to be a default of the way I am thinking. But
Mm-hmm.
choosing consciously, like if myself notice on me noticing, like analyzing, and that is guiding it into a negative excitement towards the my awareness is noticing, and then we can
Mm-hmm.
use that awareness notice us to be creative about to shift it into that focus into what would make us feel good. The question asked is, what else could that mean? The feeling that we want to align resonate is peace, released, and being self. So all the things that came as a thought, and before we are going to give a meaning, just quickly asking ourselves, what else could that mean, to align it? That type of exercise, to use the
Mm-hmm.
creativity to be a good writer for your own new reality scenario as the way you would like to experience.
Yeah, because you're the star of your own movie.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then, but sometimes we want to
You
be
can
like a,
rewrite it.
yeah. So sometimes we
If you don't
really,
like it, rewrite the script. It's ever changing. If you don't like a thought, you can change it. That's the beauty of it. If something comes up and you don't like it, erase it, change it, and rewrite it and like it. You know.
right,
But I
right.
have but I have an idea. I have an idea to expound on what we've been discussing. How about let's asking everybody on the show right now,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to ask you. Let's ask the question, what are you grateful for? Because that always takes you
Mm-hmm.
really to a high level of awareness when you thank and bless the things in your life. Always having an attitude of gratitude makes a huge difference. And so when you're feeling really bad,
Mm-hmm.
or you're feeling anxiety, or you're feeling sad, if you just think of, and everybody can do this right now, think of a few things in your life that you're really grateful for.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing I could say is I'm very grateful for your friendship, June, and being able to express with you
Oh,
my
thank you.
feelings and how, how to perceive these energies and how it can work with them and become better people. And so I'm grateful for your friendship.
Oh,
I'm
thank
grateful for
you.
my health. I'm grateful for so many things. So I think it's good to come into the present moment with gratitude and
Mm.
say thank you. And you can just pick a couple of things. Sometimes it's very hard to even think of the things that you're grateful for when you're feeling really sad or
Okay, here's the something
anxiety.
that I'm really grateful for. Now we got the chat message from Adam live. Hi, Adam. He says, sorry to interrupt, but is this show about meditation? If not, could you give me a quick explanation on it? Let's thank you for sending us a chat message live. This is really grateful for. I'm so grateful for having this live participant. So
Yes.
today's show is a special and focusing on the energy healing because of the I've been noticing the shift in the daily activities, and I thought it's a good idea to use the together moment, which each week that I am sharing the intuitive insight and awareness sharing for a conscious creative life creation as an intuitive resource for each other, using this together oneness power so that we can each of us can work on ourselves and help each other. So this week's focus is specially given for a healing. So in answer to your question, this is a meditation as well. So then meditation, just a breathing exercise which I provide each week, and it's the quickest way to being current within our own self here now, and doing this together and to breathing together and get clear about for self, just even the few seconds to connect, and sometimes that's enough to provide some healing for others and then healing ourselves and redirect our attention and back into our own power. So that's if you call it, it's a exercise, being current exercise that I would say. And then connect.
Yes, you do that very well, June, in your show, because especially before you do your intuitive 3-minute blind quickie
Mm-hmm.
readings for people
Mm-hmm.
as a service, I think it's really good for everybody who's listening to the show, including Adam. If you are listening when you do the breathing exercise, you get very present. So it is a form of meditation, and then we're all connected for whatever the lesson is or whatever the theme is for the show. Like you and I did a love and relationship
Mm-hmm.
special, June, and everybody really liked that, and we're going to do that
Oh,
again
that's
because it was so
wonderful.
popular. And so that when we do these breathing exercises and we get centered and really align with our breath, I really think that it opens it up for the rest of the show to flow.
Right,
And then we can take it with us when the show is over.
right. And another thing is like we are as a human, even if committed, like 120% committed to do, we have a system to forget. And that's the important system of all of us have as a human. So it comes down to good to have a reminder. Reminding system, I think that's the key in the most enjoyable, natural way to remind ourselves to back into ourselves and then connect and useful for self and for each other. That's one of the things, the quickest things that being a current exercise is doing. And then each week that we come here, and then so I'm doing it with everybody. So you can podcast or download iTunes available. So anytime that you need reminder, just remind and then connect and just noticing that what your awareness is noticing and what you're feeling and where you want to resonate to your feeling. And so just like realigning to ourselves consciously. And then just being ourselves and just like making a timer or reminder, you can do that. But just to join in, like this group energy is make it more easier and a more fun way to do. So please
Yeah, and getting clear on your breath is really important, because I feel like that's the quickest way to be back in the present moment and back in your highest power is just taking breaths, life affirming breaths. When you are breathing and you're concentrating on your breath, that is meditation.
Right. So
And it's
then
very healing.
it is healing. And this the oneness that we connect each other in the state of field of oneness, the universal oneness. And then I'm going to use that field of oneness energy and then deliver the intuitive insight that anonymously requested at my website, www.thatfutureforecaster.com, www.thatfutureforecaster.com. You can go over there and request the intuitive insight you like to have. And then normally I provide that insight using the 3 minutes here. So you just get free, this is a free community service, a free insight from me. I've been doing this for like over 12 years, providing insight. But I think it's very important to providing the insight for those kind of sensitive topic that normally you are not asking, even to talk or asking a close friend you have a hesitation for, but you want to get some insight, maybe you can Google it, but a little bit more personal touch than Google, but it's kind of hard to ask in a traditional way. That kind of things that intuitive insight is helpful, because you don't need to tell what the story is, and then you just can hide your name. Only thing that I ask is to assign the symbol, and then I'm going to read that situation and intuitively deliver that insight for your specific situation. And then if you are curious or, skeptical about it, just give me an opportunity to read you. And then if you like the answer, you just take it. Only the portion that you feel resonate. If you're not resonating, that's fine. I'm totally fine with that. So, and doing this, make it available. And I'm having a community. I mean, Chandrala is also, we are in that intuitive healing community for over 10 years. And such a wonderful resource without knowing the issue, but we can get some insight. And then that insight will help us to realize that, okay, so they're talking about the awareness, noticing something, and then analytic mind can guide us to the negative scenario. And if we are so attached to it, and then it's natural for us to guide it into the fearful spiral also. And then some new view, like intuitive insight, giving some possibility around it, and then that would help us to see a different possibility to rewrite that scenario for yourself. So you can use it as a resource. That's what I most liked about the intuitive energy community. So that's why we are making it available here.
And I
So,
like it that you always are offering this service for free. It's anonymous. And this particular episode, you are offering everyone to send in a request for a healing. So it could be a request for someone who is ill in your life that you're worried about, who's quite sick, or it can be a financial issue that's troubling you that you need a healing on, or your love life is in trouble and you feel confused, or you don't know which way to go on your life path. You can send June a request and she will read it for you. She'll give you a 3-minute blind reading with very little information, but send in your healing request to her, because I think right now it's really important for people. I feel a lot of people are in flux. There's a lot of energy shifting going on, and I really feel that right now is the time that all of us could use some extra healing.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And that's what the show today is about, and why I'm joining June.
Yes, and then
Because we've been sensing this. We've been hearing it from many people in the intuitive community and clients and people that we are interacting with, and we're seeing this in areas of our own lives. So it's very valuable to have someone offering such a generous service, and that's very kind of you, June.
oh, thank you. And then
And I'm so glad to be a part of it. Thank you for inviting me.
oh, thank you for joining me today. And then Adam, thank you for chat joining us for this healing. You never know.
Thank you, Adam.
Yeah. So this week's focus is intuitive healing and forgiveness. Awareness heals. Because without awareness, we don't see. But just the element is remaining, waiting for healing. So helping each other to aware and guide through many different techniques and methods out there. And here I'd like to share that intuitive energy healing as a group, and utilizing the group energy and being part of it, because we need each other to be part of the group, right? And we can do by ourselves, self-work by ourselves. But power is in the group energy. Like 10 people is a lot better than 2 people, but 1,000, 7,000, it is like a more energy, and each of us can get what we need. It's up to our stance to participate with this energy. So, and then on the other hand, I would like to share how we can use that group energy to own creation. It's a 101 kind of work, as Adam says here. That is really absolutely needed. So I have a small class that teaching that energy and intuition, and how we can use our awareness to heal ourselves and each other, and create a better, more conscious life in a joyful way. Because another thing is that it's very difficult to know about ourselves. So that's why me and Chandra like exchanging the views and energies and reading for over a decade, especially relationship and other many areas. But we are so intimate to ourselves, and having others view Miller as someone like trustworthy, it's such a healing to make a living much easier and more joyful, and like quality, like the struggle. Since I met these healers and intuitive, my life became more like relaxed. I mean, life is hard, but the way we participate is more joy with the company, that mutual awareness and intention to make it better in a joyful way. So there is a mutuality preference, and it's important to find that the resonance to your own natural self. Some people,
which you can get from online, like something like this, which is really nice, or you can attend a group.
yeah.
And myself, I've been in groups where June has facilitated the rest of the healers, and a group of intuitives and healers that are giving readings for each other, which has been really valuable because we're getting professional advice from other professionals in our own
Exactly.
field.
So we know that we provide this
nice that you can,
healing and insight professionally, but we know the value of the group power, and it is something different from just 101, how much charge. That's that. But group, we can provide as a free service, and then also we are getting the group energy from doing that. So it's like an energy return system in a different way. So
yeah,
again,
I love the energy return system.
Yeah, so I really like to have the healing request this week to my email address, juneuniverse@thatfutureforecaster.com, juneuniverse@thatfutureforecaster.com. Just the requested healing, anything like physical healing, emotional healing. You can talk about details, or just name of the person healing, whatever that you like to hear. So I'm going to take your healing request to my own healing practice with the how many group, like a 5,000 group, the healers walking every day. So it's and then
I think we're up to about 7,000.
Yeah. So and then you can see, just in case it works for you, just in case, because that's how we are here as a resource. So you don't need to say your name if you don't want to. Just a request, and we take it, and then let us be a part of that healing energy community. And
right, and I'll be part of it because I'm sending energy to our larger group of healers. As you are putting in the requests for all of the listeners that are on your show, I'll be sending healing to all of you as well. So even though June will be doing the readings because this is her show, I will still be involved as Chandra Law healer, sending you energy and healing for your healing requests.
Yes. So thank you so much, Chandra. So speaking of our show, the special, the Love Soul Connection in Love Twin Flames, we
love special. People, we got something special for you. We do. We're excited. We did a Valentine's special, and people really enjoyed it. And we have our summer love special coming up.
It's about soulmate and twin flame. Then it's the same thing, that what we would like to have, and then have that attract, to come to us, and then each area of our life is the same thing, and then this one is particularly significant partner focusing on soulmate in twin flame. We are focusing on, and it's coming summer, and I'm so excited about that. We are having a 1 minute to wrap up this show today, and thank you so much for joining Cyber Couch Show Healing. Chandra.
We're sending healing from the couch. The Cyber Couch. Healing from the Cyber Couch from June Universe and Chandra Law.
We are Couch Connection.
Love to all of you. Sending love.
Oh, I love to your healing this week.
Love, healing, blessings to all of you.
Thank you for joining. All right, thank you. I see you
Until
next time. Bye.